up, everybody? Welcome back to a six-man blitz episode. I got my boy, Mr. Zach Henderson. We ready to break down some college football, some NFL, a little bit of everything, some Bears too, hopefully. But we got a great show for you guys today. How we doing today, Mr. Zach Henderson?
Hey man, great. Thank you for having me on, man.
Appreciate you for joining. Let's get started with some NFL football championship weekend. What were your thoughts on the Patriots Broncos game? Snow blizzard, bro. Fourth quarter was
Man,
crazy.
I'm not mad at the Patriots winning. Um,
Me either.
not mad at them being in the Super Bowl, but I do think though how it was looking first half, Broncos could have won if that weather didn't change.
Stidham, bro. He was cooking
Yeah,
them in the first half.
he was not looking bad at all. They played I kept saying like throughout the first and second quarter, I'm like, they're playing a lot better than I expected them to play.
Defensively
Once that
too.
weather turned, it was a different game.
Yeah, and it's like in that circumstances, it's hard for you to get a field goal. It's hard for you to get anything. If you
Any
have the lead at that point, you won.
Yeah, points are at a premium, and once the weather turns.
Yeah, so it made it tough that they went for it on fourth down. I think they were in the red zone, and then there was a turnover on downs. They should have went for a field goal in that situation and proved to be costly because what was it, 10-7?
Yeah, that was the final.
So it was tough with that. I think the Patriots defense is elite as fuck. Mike Vrabel, they deserve all the credit in the world for how they got to that situation. But look at Drake May. What are your thoughts on Drake May, bro?
I mean, his numbers weren't good, but I mean, like,
86 yards.
yeah, but I mean, then again, like we just talked about, it's hard to do anything in that kind of weather, especially in the second half. But in the first half, he still wasn't playing well. They couldn't get anything going in the first half, but um, I mean, he won the game, and I guess that's what matters, especially as a quarterback. That's what we look at. How can you win the game in whatever elements?
He
So
got that first down. That was nice.
But yeah,
But yeah,
that was a great play call.
yeah, it was
That
beautiful
was a
by
great
Josh
play call.
McDaniels.
Yeah.
65 yards rushing, I think he had. But what are your thoughts on people saying, the whole Mickey Mouse playoff run, him getting carried, and, just his
Ah,
playoff success this year?
I mean, I'll say, like, they didn't play any competition really throughout the season, so they had an easy road to the playoff, but, I mean, you can't blame them for that. It's not like college football where you kinda pick who your
Right.
non-conference games are, so, I mean, you can't really fault him for that, but at the end of the day, he still even still with a quote unquote easy schedule, they still made the playoffs. And I think in the NFL, I feel like it's hard to win any game.
Any
So
game. And this year, there was a lot of
right.
parity, bro. A lot of shit happening. But yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, he made plays in these games that he won. I'll give him
Mhm.
credit for that.
Right, for
Texans
sure.
game, Chargers games, Texans game, I think he threw three passing touchdowns versus elite defense. For the
Right.
Chargers, I mean, they just won 16-3. Justin Herbert, master ass performance in that game.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's gone against elite defenses, but in my opinion, this is kind of similar to the Jalen Hurts shit. But Jalen Hurts actually had better numbers.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think he had like the highest completion percentage in the Super Bowl. And then, went toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes, outplayed him. I've seen Jalen Hurts throw up the big numbers, but when we talk about elite quarterbacks and all that, if Drake May goes ahead and beats the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, all right, I'll shut up. But other
Yeah.
than that, I'm not putting too much stock in. I don't think he's better than the Josh Allens, Lamar Jacksons, these other quarterbacks, although he's had success in year two.
Yes. I mean, I I agree. But I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl anyway. If they do, that'll be crazy, but I wouldn't bet on them winning the Super Bowl at all. I think the Seahawks are a far better team.
The Seahawks defense is like there's no holes on this team. Sam Darnold showing you that he could play at a high level too. There's no areas of weakness where you could be like, all right, we could beat him in this area, that area. Because Rashid Shaheed even gonna take the opening kickoff for a
Yeah.
TD on your ass.
He even
They
had a
good everywhere.
he even had an explosive early in the NFC Championship game.
Set the tone, bro. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the Patriots gonna win. This year's interesting though. I think Mike Vrabel is one of the best coaches. Drake May, I think he had a great year. Could win MVP and all that, but This is one of those years. I hate motherfuckers that are just like, "Oh, he's already went to the Super Bowl in year 2. He made a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen,
Yeah.
all these other guys." I'm like, "Come on, bro.
Yeah, because I
We
mean
know what it is."
right. Like, Lamar Jackson, he if you look at last year, you had Mark Andrews drop that pass. That's not
Yeah.
Lamar's fault. You have the field goal kicker missed the field goal. I
After he
mean,
hooped,
granted
bro.
yeah, exactly. Granted, he could have put them in a better situation or position, whatever you wanna say, to where they weren't in those situations, but when it comes down to it, you can't really put everything on Lamar like people do, and he gets criticized way more
Way
than
too
he
much.
should, but yeah.
It's crazy, now this playoffs just not having like, I feel like the amount of elite quarterbacks isn't there really. Drake May, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. Sam Darnold, I think he's a top 10 quarterback, but this isn't I know one year it was Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady and Josh Allen versus Mahomes in the
Mhm.
championship weekend. So the elite quarterbacks being in this, being present, it feels different. I fuck with Drake May, but I'm not gonna have him in conversations above the Lamar Jackson's other quarterbacks. He could be top like 7, top 8, maybe. I think after this
Yeah.
playoffs, I'm still taking Caleb over his ass, bruh. Caleb better than
See,
him.
I would too. I'm not gonna lie, I would too.
Caleb with the Patriots winning it all, in my opinion.
Debatable.
I
I just
I'm
think
biased though.
yeah, I know, but but I think with Caleb, once he learns to, like, not have to feel like he has to go for the big play right away, like that interception when he threw it to DJ Moore, and you don't have to get that chunk.
No,
Just take your time, run the ball, go quick game. He's right there.
Mr. Iceman. But switch it over to the NFC side. What were your thoughts on the Rams Seahawks game?
Um, I kind of was going into that game knowing that Seattle was going to win. I
Me
think
too.
when it comes down to games like that, throughout the course of the season, the Rams were a team that showed more mistakes than Seattle did.
Mhm.
And I think once it came to that game and that atmosphere, that setting, that stage, I think that Seattle was going to exploit those mistakes, and I think the mistakes were going to show, more so in the Rams than Seattle. So, I think that game played out kinda as I expected, and man, JSN
He's a dog. I'm gonna ask you, like, your top maybe we can get into it right now, but the best receivers in the NFL, I think he might be number 1, man. I think he might be number 1. The one-handed catch was amazing.
bro, everything he does is smooth, like, his athleticism is just, like, insane, his route running is crazy, it's almost like he runs routes as if he's not even running a route, if that makes sense, he's just finding open space
It's
with it.
crazy. He's gliding, bro.
Yeah, it's insane. But then also, like, I'll give Puka his flowers too, like,
He was hooping
right
too.
yeah, he was definitely hooping, and there was a little, like, spurt where Devontae Adams was getting it going too, but Puka, he once, once Tyreek Woolen had that penalty, they went right at him the next play, I was like, that was that's what you have to do in those situations.
Yeah, Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, they on they shit. They are some of the best to do it. That's why I wasn't mad when the Bears lost to him because I'm like, all right, if we're gonna go out to somebody, let's go out to those guys instead of like LaFleur and Jordan Love ass. But yeah, so Puka, he's a dog. Like this was some of the best receivers in the league. I think Devontae's still in that conversation, but not in
Mhm.
like in the top guys. Like maybe the
No.
later 10, maybe
Top
outside looking
15?
in. Top
Yeah.
15, yeah. Cause hey, this season his ass was money in the red zone. I don't know if you've seen on TikTok, but you know those memes where it's like, oh, Devontae Adams, anytime he went over the middle for the Raiders, he was like, hey, I got to get out of here. They trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I saw one of those shits today. It was hilarious. But nah, so top 10, I mean, where do you have JSN? Number one?
Right now, you have to go 1. I mean,
Okay.
what he did this year, I think he should be Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC. Um, I mean, no one was able to guard him. He was having 100 yards. I think he only had,
Easy.
like, 2 or 3 games where he didn't have 100 yards, and even those games, he had, like, 5 plus.
Yeah, it's
So he's
a
clearly number
weapon,
1
bro.
right now. Yeah, easily. I have him number 1 right now, and then I'd put Puka at 2.
Okay. Jamar Chase 3?
Yeah, you gotta go Jamar Chase 3. Um, it's hard to put Justin Jefferson 4. He kinda fell off. It's not his
Had
fault.
it no, quarterback, he had Max Brosmer throwing him the ball this year.
Exactly. But I mean, it's it's kinda tough, man, because
I'd have him at 4 or 5 probably in that range.
I'd probably have him at 5. Um,
St.
but
Brown's probably in the conversation too. St. Brown had a really good year this year.
St. Brown, I would put 4, Justin Jefferson 5.
Maybe, CeeDee Lamb?
I mean, I'd put him around, like, 7, 8,
Yeah.
as well as, like, AJ Brown.
Dude, he
But those
fell off too. Yeah.
yeah, the last memory we have of AJ Brown this year, he had, like, 2 or 3 drops.
That shit was crucial too, bro.
Yeah, but I think in the regular season, he had, like, 1 drop or some crazy number, like, he didn't drop too many passes this year.
No. And it was just a down year for everybody with the Eagles. I think Devontae Smith is a top 10 receiver too. He had a great year this year. I think that's somebody that's a dog. Moving forward too, if they trade AJ Brown, yeah, I think it's gonna be Devontae Smith's time for real. He's gonna put up big
Yeah.
numbers. But back to the Seahawks Rams game. I really like the Seahawks team. This is the most complete team I've seen. Clint Kubiak's looking like Ben Johnson and shit, like dialing up great play calls. Mike McDonald is the leader of men you need him to be. So yeah, there's no holes on the Seattle Seahawks team. Stafford, Puka, like you think about it. Clint Kubiak and Sam Darnold went toe to toe with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford and won.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. So shout out to the Seahawks, man. Great performance by them. I think they're winning it all.
Yeah, easily. I don't see the Patriots beating them.
They might clap them too.
Yeah, it might be a blowout. It might be a blowout. I saw something that said, this might be another boring Super Bowl like the Rams Patriots a few years ago with Tom Brady and, Aaron
That
Donald.
was all defense, bro. That was
Yeah,
all defense.
this one will probably be if it's boring, it'll be a blowout boring.
Like what was
Kinda
it
like,
last year? The Eagles blew out the Chiefs, remember? That shit
yep.
was a but I enjoyed that.
Yeah, a lot of America did. But,
Yeah,
it'll be similar to, if you remember Seattle and Denver, when Seattle blew out Denver when they won their first Super Bowl and they had opened
yeah.
up the second half with the kickoff return. That was bad. That was a blowout.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think the playoffs has kind of, like, fell off this season without having Mahomes, without having, you know other teams like Lamar Jackson, these other great teams in the playoffs still? You think they fell off with that?
No, I don't. I think honestly, not to say that it wouldn't have been exciting seeing the Chiefs in because they usually give us a great game, no matter what you think of them. But I think every game was within, especially the first round, first and second round. I think every game was within 1 score. So I mean,
Yeah.
can't complain about that. You can't get mad at that. Those are always good games.
There
When
were
it
some
comes,
battles for sure.
yeah. So I think without Mahomes and the usual teams we see, I think it was still a good playoff.
Yeah, what grade would you give this playoffs?
I give it A minus.
Okay. Now, if it ends in a blowout, I might bump it down B
Yeah,
plus,
to like a B plus. I give it a B plus if it's a blowout in the Super Bowl.
But yeah, I've been seeing the memes where it's like, "Oh, you couldn't live with your own failure. What has this brought you to?" And it's like, the Patriots, it's like the Chiefs falling and then it's the Patriots back to them.
Exactly.
It's funny, but I think next year's playoffs is going to be insane. Mahomes, the Ravens, all these AFC teams come back, and then with the new teams that have gotten experience this year, things are going to be like really entertaining, exciting for next playoffs. So I'm excited for next year's run, or yeah, next season's run. I think though the Bears being out of the playoffs kind of hurt, and I'm not saying this just as a Bears fan, but Caleb Williams making the magic, like we got
Yeah.
two of the most entertaining playoff games because of the Bears, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
No, for
So
sure.
if they would have faced Seattle, we might have got clapped. Now, I don't know if we would have got clapped, but I think we would have lost.
Yeah, I say that Seattle wins by like 2 possessions, so 10 to
Okay.
14 points.
We got that flukiness, we got that little bit of magic needed to get an upset. Like,
Yeah.
we probably woulda lost, but, like, we woulda had them for a second where they're like, "Oh, shit. They coming." They woulda felt us.
Pause. Pause.
Yeah. They woulda felt us. Um So yeah, that's the one thing that my one gripe with the playoffs. I mean, it is nice seeing new teams get an opportunity. We're gonna get to see Drake May. I hope he doesn't win the chip for obvious reasons. I don't want, another motherfucker to win a chip. They're gonna be like, Drake May won a chip before Caleb Williams. I can see it coming. Nah, I don't need that. I don't need that on my QBs.
Oh, man. What's funny is that I remember, like, going into that draft, I was like, "Man, I can see the Bears drafting Drake May and Bears fans being pissed."
And he turned out to be like I think Drake May's a good quarterback. I think he's more technically sound than Caleb, but
Yeah.
Caleb has more of the superstar magic. Drake May, I think, is gonna be a superstar too, but I think he's just a little more accurate. He gives you a
Caleb
little more. Yeah.
Yeah. Caleb has a higher ceiling for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was getting right to. I think that ceiling is higher with him. We already
Mhm.
kind of see what Drake May can be, but we
Right.
don't know yet fully what Caleb can be. So some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.